On her birthday, Chloe overturned the table of food I had spent the entire day preparing, all because of her brother-in-law, Liam, before she stormed out of the apartment. I didn't follow her. I didn't try to explain myself or apologize the way I always did whenever her temper flared. Instead, I found a cloth and a mop and began the slow process of cleaning the sticky, colorful mess from the floor. About 6 hours later, a message from Liam appeared on my phone, a transparent attempt to play the peacemaker. He wrote that Chloe hadn't intended to flip the table. She was simply worried about me because I have a sensitivity to ginger and scallions. He claimed she only gets angry when I don't remember the things she says because she loves me so deeply. He told me she was at a club, drinking heavily and talking about ending our relationship, and that I should rush over, tell her I was sorry, and bring her home. He even included a short video. In the chaotic, flashing lights of a private club room, Liam's hand was wrapped securely around Chloe's as she gripped a wine glass. They were pressed against each other in a way that was far too intimate for a brother-in-law and sister-in-law, and his voice was a low, gentle murmur as he tried to console her. "Chloe, stop drinking so much," he said. "Alex didn't mean for this to happen. I'll get him to apologize to you right now. Just make up with him, please." Chloe let out a scoff. "Even if he apologizes, I'm never forgiving him. I've had enough of this life. We're finished. I'm breaking up with Alex." I watched the video of Liam and Chloe clinging to one another for a long, silent moment before I typed my reply on the screen. "An apology won't be necessary. Please tell Chloe for me that her wish is granted. We're done." Practically every single argument and period of cold silence Chloe and I had endured was because of Liam. He was supposed to be her brother-in-law, engaged to her older sister, but a week before their wedding, her sister was in a terrible accident that left her in a coma. Liam didn't abandon the family just because his fiancée was in a vegetative state, and because of this perceived devotion, Chloe always took special care of him. She gave him unlimited access to her properties and knew his habits and preferences with a startling level of detail. She knew he had a preference for sweets, that he detested ginger and scallions, and that milk often upset his stomach. She knew he preferred a minimalist design aesthetic with cool, blue-gray tones, and that he enjoyed cultivating all different kinds of ferns. She also knew he had a fear of thunder and lightning, so on every stormy night, whenever Liam called, she would drop everything and rush over to be with him. It wasn't just for thunderstorms either. Whenever Liam needed her, for any reason at all, Chloe was always just one phone call away. Initially, I felt a great deal of sympathy for Liam and wanted to help Chloe in her efforts to care for him. But over time, I began to notice that Liam seemed to be exploiting her kindness. His reasons for summoning her became increasingly trivial and ridiculous. A cramp in his leg, a minor stomachache, a paper cut on his finger. If Liam were a teenager, I might have understood Chloe's intense level of care, but he was 2 years older than both of us. He was not disabled or incapable of looking after himself. And even if he were, that would be no excuse to monopolize someone else's girlfriend with absolutely no sense of boundaries. Chloe and I began to argue about how deeply Liam was encroaching upon our lives, and problems started to surface between us. Our first major fight happened on Valentine's Day. Chloe had brought Liam along to what I had planned as a romantic dinner for two. The gift she presented to me was identical to the one she gave him. Liam, she explained, was fond of blue-gray tones, whereas I was largely indifferent to those cool colors. I couldn't understand why Chloe would give me a gift that I had no particular feeling for. Liam just offered a gentle smile. "Chloe and I picked them out at the mall together," he said. "She knows how much I love this design, so she even chose wrapping paper in blue-gray to match." I stared at the blue-gray tie clip and the matching wallet laid out in front of me, a tight knot forming in my stomach. It was Valentine's Day. What was the meaning behind Chloe giving Liam a gift? Even if it was supposedly on behalf of her comatose sister, what did that say about me? Chloe knew all of Liam's preferences, but seemed to know nothing about mine, her actual boyfriend. Was she just thoughtlessly giving me something Liam would like? The sweet happiness I had felt moments before was instantly soured, replaced by a bitter taste in my mouth, and my appetite completely vanished. In the middle of our dinner, Liam suddenly complained of feeling unwell. Chloe immediately went into a panic, insisting on taking him to the hospital and shouting at me for driving too slowly. It turned out to be a simple case of gastroenteritis. The dishes I had ordered contained an ingredient he couldn't eat. Chloe was furious with me. She said if anything serious had happened to Liam, she would never forgive me, and she proceeded to block me on all my messaging apps over the incident. To be honest, I felt wronged. Yes, I had ordered the food that night, but no one had informed me that Liam would be joining us and playing the third wheel. Besides, isn't he a grown man? Doesn't he know what he can and cannot eat? Despite my feelings, I loved Chloe, and Liam really had gotten sick. In the end, I was the one who had to offer an apology and admit I was at fault before she would finally make up with me. We reconciled, but Liam continued to insert himself between us time and time again, as if he had a GPS tracker planted on her. He always seemed to know what our plans were and would consistently find some flimsy excuse to ruin our dates. I was growing tired of it, but Chloe always swore she just felt sorry for him, and that helping him was akin to helping her sister. Torn, I forgave Chloe's clear favoritism toward him repeatedly. On our 4th anniversary, I planned a special dinner. I lit candles, opened a bottle of expensive red wine, and was ready to celebrate with Chloe. Just as we were exchanging our gifts, Liam showed up uninvited. Upon seeing the custom cufflinks Chloe had given me, Liam's eyes turned red. He choked up and said that Chloe's sister had once promised to give him a very similar pair. In the end, Chloe gave the cufflinks she had custom made for me to Liam. I had wanted those cufflinks for a very long time. I couldn't comprehend why Chloe would just hand my gift over to Liam right in front of my eyes, and I couldn't understand how Liam had the audacity to accept a gift that was clearly meant for me. I was so disappointed and angry at Chloe's blatant favoritism that I gave her the silent treatment for a week. Chloe thought I was being petty, arguing that they were just a pair of cufflinks and she could easily buy me another pair. But I didn't believe I was in the wrong. I had wanted those specific ones for a long time. If Liam wanted cufflinks, he could buy them himself. I would have even purchased them for him. What right did he have to take the ones Chloe gave to me? During this Cold War, Chloe blocked me again. And while we were not on speaking terms, Liam would send me messages every day, urging me to make up with her. He would earnestly advise me to be the bigger person and apologize to Chloe. Whenever he sent these messages, he would invariably include photos or videos of him and Chloe spending time alone together. In these clips, they were traveling, eating at nice restaurants, and shopping together, acting as close and intimate as any couple. Seeing those images and videos he sent, I was so angry I could have coughed up blood. I don't think any man could tolerate his girlfriend being that intimate with another guy, especially right after a fight. Even though Liam was technically her brother-in-law, it still made me sick to my stomach. I considered ending things with Chloe for good. Just as I had made up my mind, Liam sent me another one of his peacemaking messages, along with a video. He said Chloe was sick. In the video, Chloe was lying in a hospital bed, wearing a patient's robe, a pained expression on her face while Liam gently wiped her forehead and neck with a towel. Seeing that video made me incredibly angry, but then I saw the long, faded scar on her waist, and my heart softened. That scar was because of me. A few years ago, some thugs had cornered me on my way home from school. Chloe had jumped in without a second thought, taking on all 5 of them by herself, and ended up with several broken ribs. The scar on her waist was a permanent reminder that she had once protected me. Before Liam entered our lives, Chloe had been so incredibly good to me. Thinking about our shared past, I caved and went to the hospital to make up with her, ending our Cold War. After that fight, Chloe proposed to me. She said I was the only one she truly loved, and that she only took care of Liam out of a sense of pity and familial duty. Chloe said she couldn't imagine a life without me and wanted to marry me so we could be together every day. We started planning the wedding, getting formally engaged, writing out invitations, and preparing everything we would need. As we were getting things ready, Liam, as always, popped up to cause trouble, finding all sorts of ways to command Chloe's attention. The fact that he would call her over for every minor headache and fever was starting to make me suspicious, but I tried not to think too much of it. Then, on the day we were scheduled to try on our wedding attire, Chloe never showed up. I waited alone at the bridal shop for 6 hours. In the end, I went home without even trying on a single thing. Chloe finally found the time to send me a message that night. She explained that Liam had a severe stomachache, and they had run all sorts of tests at the hospital but couldn't determine the cause. She said he was in a great deal of pain, so she stayed with him and completely forgot to let me know. Likely feeling guilty for standing me up, Chloe suggested we go to City Hall the next day to get our marriage license first. She said she was still at the hospital with Liam, but that I should meet her at City Hall at 9 in the morning, sharp. I didn't take her words seriously. Perhaps it was because I had been disappointed by her standing me up far too many times. The next morning, I did not go to City Hall at 9, as we had agreed. I went to work instead. The morning was incredibly busy, and I didn't even glance at my phone. During my lunch break, I finally looked at my phone and saw a message from Chloe, sent just 10 minutes earlier. "I'm sorry, Alex. Something came up with Liam. I can't make it to City Hall to get the license." I read her message and a corner of my mouth twitched into a humorless smile. It was a good thing I wasn't foolish enough to go and wait at City Hall. I could only imagine how agonizing it would have been to wait 4 hours for her to never show up. I thought about how frequently Liam seemed to have emergencies while Chloe and I were trying to plan our wedding. It was always chest pain, a sprained ankle, or even his dog running away. He could always invent a reason to call her away, and Chloe's willingness to drop everything for him felt like a persistent thorn in my side. I began to seriously wonder if I had made a terrible mistake by agreeing to marry her. If Liam was going to be summoning her away at any time, for any reason, after we were married, what was the point of getting married at all? I didn't reply to Chloe's message. After lunch, I went back to work. For the next 3 days, Chloe made no attempt to contact me, and I made no attempt to contact her. It was as if we had suddenly severed all communication. Well, not entirely. I could still see what she was up to because she appeared all over Liam's social media feed. His mysterious stomachache was gone, but now his mother was sick, and Chloe was busy taking her to the doctor. In Liam's posts, Chloe was depicted running around non-stop. She apparently covered all of his mother's medical expenses and even took him shopping and on trips after his mother recovered. I remembered how she always had an excuse to be busy whenever my own parents came to visit, leaving me to handle everything by myself. A heavy, sinking feeling settled in my chest. I had definitely rushed into this engagement. A week later, Chloe showed up at my office building holding a massive bouquet of 999 roses. She handed me the flowers, offered a sincere apology, and told me she had booked a table for a romantic candlelight dinner. She held my hand and began to reminisce about all the good times we had shared. I'm a sentimental person, and as she talked about our past, the complaints and the growing desire to break up that had been building inside me for weeks just seemed to die on my lips. Life went on, blandly and uneventfully. Soon, it was Chloe's birthday. She said she wanted to spend it alone with me, that she missed my cooking. I had almost forgotten, but it had been nearly 3 months since I had last made her breakfast or dinner. I didn't truly believe we would spend the day alone. Based on all past experience, I was almost certain that Liam would somehow show up. Even so, on her birthday, I still meticulously prepared all of Chloe's favorite dishes, baked a cake from scratch, opened a bottle of good red wine, arranged fresh flowers, and had a gift ready and waiting. Sure enough, when Chloe arrived, she was not alone. Liam was with her. The sight of him made my eye twitch. I had a very bad feeling about how the night would unfold. My sixth sense was spot on. Just as I pulled out the birthday gift I had gotten for Chloe, Liam pulled out his gift for her as well. We had bought her the exact same gift, a watch from the same luxury brand. A watch exchanged between a couple has a special, intimate meaning. I had ordered this specific watch for Chloe 6 months ago. I gave it to her because we were in love, and I wanted her to think of me and feel my presence whenever she looked at the time. But Liam was her brother-in-law. What was his intention in giving his sister-in-law a watch? And even if he did, why did it have to be the exact same one as mine? What game was he trying to play? I was furious. It felt like I had just swallowed a fly. This time I didn't hold back my feelings. I directly asked Liam what he meant by giving Chloe the same gift as me. Faced with my direct question, Liam's eyes instantly welled up with tears. He claimed he just had thought the watch was nice and had bought it as a simple birthday present for Chloe, without giving it much thought. But this particular watch wasn't sold in stores. It had to be special ordered. I remembered clearly that Liam had been with me when I was picking it out, which meant he was lying through his teeth. My pointed questioning left him speechless. He choked back a sob and promptly left the apartment. Chloe immediately chased after him. After about half an hour of what I assumed was coaxing and consoling, she returned with a red-eyed Liam. Chloe was pulling him back by the hand, their fingers intertwined as they walked in. His eyes were still red and puffy, and Chloe was gently consoling him. "Don't be mad," she said to him. "He doesn't have a filter. I'll make him apologize to you later." The way Chloe was comforting Liam looked exactly like a girlfriend consoling her boyfriend. I had only ever seen Chloe dote on Liam in the photos and videos he sent me. Seeing it in person now made me feel sick to my stomach. I didn't know what I had done wrong that would require an apology. Watching Liam being coddled by Chloe filled me with a profound sense of disgust. But I reminded myself that it was her birthday, so I suppressed my annoyance, set out the bowls and chopsticks, and told them it was time to eat. Chloe served Liam, dishing up his food and filling his soup bowl with a practiced ease. The careful, attentive way she treated him made my stomach clench. I kept my head down and shoveled rice into my mouth, the sound of their quiet conversation buzzing in my ears. The disgust was growing stronger. I knew I couldn't take it anymore. I had to have a serious conversation with Chloe. As soon as dinner was over, we were going to talk. Just as I was steeling myself for this, Liam, who had been speaking softly to Chloe, suddenly started to gag. Chloe immediately asked with alarm, "What's wrong?" "Scallions," he gasped. "There are scallions in the fish, Alex. Why did you put scallions in the fish? You know Liam can't eat them." Hearing Chloe's accusatory tone, I slammed my chopsticks down on the table. "Isn't it normal to put scallions in fish?" I retorted. "But Liam can't eat scallions." "What does that have to do with me?" I shot back. "Did I know he was coming today? If he can't eat scallions, he can just not eat the fish, can't he?" I rarely used such a harsh tone with her. Chloe was stunned for a moment. Then her anger flared up even more intensely. "What's with your attitude?" "This is my attitude," I declared. Seeing us on the verge of a full-blown fight, Liam's eyes welled up with tears again. "Don't fight because of me," he whimpered. "It's all my fault. I'm sorry, Alex. I know you don't like me. I won't bother you and Chloe anymore." I sneered at him. "You'd better mean that!" Chloe pointed a trembling finger at me. "Apologize, Alex. You apologize to Liam right now. And if I don't, then we're breaking up." "As you wish." The moment those words left my mouth, Chloe flipped the entire table. The dishes I had worked so hard on, the cake, the red wine, all of it smashed onto the floor in a chaotic mess. Hot soup splashed onto me, stinging my skin. A sharp shard from a broken wine bottle cut deeply into my calf. I heard Liam cry out in pain. "It hurts! It's so hot!" Chloe immediately helped Liam up and rushed him out the door. I looked down at the gash on my leg, blood steadily flowing from the wound, and a bitter smile formed on my lips. It was crystal clear who was more important to Chloe. I found the first aid kit, treated my own wound, and then began cleaning up the wreckage. As I cleaned, Memories of my time with Chloe flashed through my mind like a movie. Chloe had been good to me, but that kindness was conditional. When Liam wasn't causing trouble, she was the perfect girlfriend. But as soon as he showed up, she would invariably choose him over me. I didn't want to be the perpetual runner-up anymore. I wanted to be the only one. My mind was made up. That's when Liam's message came through. Seeing him nestled so intimately against Chloe, hearing her casually talk about our relationship and her desire to break up with me, I didn't feel as sad as I had expected. I typed out each word carefully on my phone. As she wishes, we're breaking up. After sending the reply, I started packing my things. The apartment I was living in had been bought by Chloe, but I had designed the entire interior. Every single piece of furniture, from the large items like the sofa, bed, and cabinets, down to the small decorations and even the tissue boxes, had been carefully chosen by me. Now that we were breaking up, there was no reason to leave them behind. I wasn't like Chloe, a rich girl born with a silver spoon in her mouth. I was just a regular guy. I had bought all that furniture to match her specific tastes. It was expensive and had cost me a lot of money. I couldn't just walk away and leave it all for her. To cut my losses, I listed all the carefully selected furniture for sale online. The price was less than half of what I had originally paid, which stung, but it was the best way to minimize the financial damage. In our 5 years together, Chloe had given me a lot of expensive things. Since we were breaking up, I obviously couldn't take them with me. But I could take back what I had given her. I sorted all the gifts she had ever given me into categories and packed them neatly into boxes. Then, I listed the bags and cufflinks I had bought for her on a second-hand marketplace. The watch I was going to give her tonight was now a lost cause, and since I couldn't return it, I listed that online as well. I also called the wedding planning company to officially cancel the wedding. Chloe and I had bought each other wedding rings. Since we were breaking up, there was no longer a need for them, so I called the jeweler to return the ring I had purchased for her. Dealing with all these miscellaneous tasks took me several days. Chloe never came back to the apartment, not even once. She didn't send me a single message. I didn't even have to check. I knew she had blocked me, just like all the other times before. Since she had chosen to block me, there was no need to tell her we were breaking up in person. Liam would surely pass the message along for me. While there was no news from Chloe, Liam sent me messages every day, telling me to apologize. It was the same old routine, always accompanied by various videos of him and Chloe being intimate. Chloe had bought him an expensive watch to make up for my supposed rudeness, and had even taken him on a trip to France. They strolled through lavender fields and watched the sunset from the Eiffel Tower. Watching the videos Liam sent, I didn't feel much pain. Instead, it confirmed a suspicion I had harbored for a while. Liam had romantic feelings for Chloe. And as for Chloe's feelings for him, based on the videos and photos, it seemed to be mutual. So my stepping aside was exactly what they both wanted. My heart felt heavy, but once I thought it through, I felt a profound sense of relief. At least I could get out now, before it was too late. On Wednesday, it was our mutual friend Mark's birthday. I bought a gift and went to the party. When I reached the door of the private room, I could hear voices from inside. Someone was asking Chloe, "Chloe, what's going on with you and Alex? I haven't seen you two together in a while." Chloe replied nonchalantly, "We broke up." "What? Weren't you guys getting married?" someone else asked. "People can get divorced after they're married. Isn't it normal to break up before you even get there?" Even though I had already decided to make a clean break, hearing her say it so casually still stung a little. Mark asked her, "Are you sure you want to break up with Alex? You guys have been together for so many years. Unless it was something major, I don't think you need to go this far." Then I heard Liam's gentle voice. "It's not serious enough to break up. They're just having a little disagreement. When Alex gets here, I'll have a good talk with him. He loves you so much, Chloe. As long as he's willing to apologize, you should forgive him this time." Chloe's friends all chimed in to persuade her. "Alex is so good-natured and he loves you so much. He'll definitely apologize. We'll help talk to him later. Chloe seemed pleased by this. Well, it depends on his attitude, she said smugly. If he's willing to admit he's wrong and apologize, I suppose I can forgive him. But if he's stubborn, then he can't blame me. After all, the wedding is just a few days away. The implication was clear. I was desperate to marry her, but she was in no particular hurry. A sarcastic smile spread across my face as I pushed open the door. The moment I appeared, the room fell silent. Mark stood up with a smile to greet me. I gave him his gift and was about to find a seat away from them, and then leave early. But Mark, trying to play peacemaker, grabbed me and tried to make me sit in the empty chair next to Chloe. Seeing this, Liam, who was sitting right beside Chloe, didn't even bother to move. And Chloe just sat there with her arms crossed, looking smug, as if she was certain I wouldn't refuse to sit by her side and beg for her forgiveness. I felt sick to my stomach. Some things had to be said to their faces. Chloe and I have already broken up. It wouldn't be appropriate for me to sit next to her. In the future, please don't ever associate me with her again. Thanks. After I spoke, the entire room went dead silent. Chloe's expression instantly turned cold. For the rest of the night, she just kept drinking while Liam softly urged her to drink less. I ate my fruitcake and didn't give them a single glance. Partway through the party, I got a call. It was someone from the second-hand marketplace asking about the watch. I stepped outside to take the call. The person asked about the condition of the watch, and after I confirmed that the packaging was still sealed and unopened, they decided to buy it. That watch had cost me nearly a year's salary. I ended up selling it at a 10% loss, and even though I lost money, at least I got most of it back. After hanging up, I was about to go back inside when I bumped into Liam, who was rushing over. He had a fake, concerned smile plastered on his face. Alex, you've been stubborn for so many days. Are you sure you're not going to apologize to Chloe? I looked at him coldly. You really want me to go apologize to her? Of course. I hope you two can make up. But every single one of our arguments is because of you. If you really wanted us to be okay, why do you always have to cause trouble? If you don't like scallions, you don't have to eat them. No one forced you to eat that fish. And I don't recall anyone inviting you to crash my birthday celebration for Chloe. You're an engaged man. What's your deal buying a watch for an unmarried woman, your sister-in-law, no less? I think you know exactly what you're doing. And another thing, you and Chloe are always together. I've never in my life seen a brother-in-law and sister-in-law who hug and hold hands without any sense of propriety. What are you trying to say? Are you accusing me and Chloe of something? You? Why are you in such a hurry to deny it? I'm not finished. Chloe seems to know an awful lot about your digestive issues. Are you sure your relationship is just brother-in-law and sister-in-law and not something else? Before Liam could reply, I opened my phone and pointed to a social media post he had made the day before, showing Chloe buying him probiotics and ginger tea. Does Chloe know you posted this and set the privacy so only I could see it? Honestly, you're the first two-faced, manipulative snake I've ever met. It's disgusting. Please stop pretending to be a peacemaker while secretly trying to provoke me. I'm not interested in your twisted drama with Chloe. If you like her, just get with her already and leave me out of it. With everything out in the open, Liam's expression changed completely. The act was over. Since you already know, then I hope you'll stick to your word and stay far away from Chloe. Don't come crawling back. I scoffed. And who are you to say that to me? Her new boyfriend? As far as I know, you're still technically engaged to her sister. So, are you trying to get with both sisters at the same time? Liam's face turned a ghastly shade of pale. How could you say something so vile? Seeing his teary-eyed act just disgusted me further. Cut it out. I'm not Chloe. A few crocodile tears won't work on me. By the way, I've always been curious about something. Does Chloe know you're in love with her? With his cover completely blown, Liam stared at me with pure, unadulterated hatred. Of course she knows. Why else do you think she chose me over you time and time again? Fine. Then I wish you two a lifetime of happiness. I had already given Mark his gift, so there was no reason to go back into the party. I sent Mark a text saying something had come up and left the club. Just as I stepped outside, I heard rapid footsteps behind me. A hand grabbed my shoulder, and Chloe's furious voice rang out. "Alex, you've got some nerve! Who gave you the right to hit Liam? Apologize to him right now, or else!" What the hell? When did I hit Liam? I shook off her hand. I don't know what you're talking about. Still denying it? I really underestimated you. You act so gentle and harmless, but underneath you're this vicious and unreasonable. You were just jealous that I'm nice to Liam and take care of him, so you got angry and started insulting him, and then you hit him, didn't you? I found the entire situation hilarious. You're overthinking things. I'm not as pathetic as you think. We've already broken up. I would never do something like that over you. Just so you know. Are you daring to say you didn't curse at Liam? I have an audio recording of you insulting him. Alex, my patience is limited. Apologize to him right now, and I might forgive you. I'm telling you, what you've done has crossed my line. I will never marry you. A malicious and irrational person like you doesn't deserve to be my husband. If you dare not to apologize, our wedding is off. Got it, I replied calmly. The whole story about me insulting and hitting him was obviously a lie concocted by Liam. Since I had no intention of having anything to do with Chloe ever again, I told her, word for word. I'm not going to apologize for anything. As for the wedding you mentioned, you must have a short memory. We've already broken up, so we couldn't possibly get married, right? I watched as Chloe's face turned from red to white, then to a sickly green. She glared at me as if I were the worst person on earth. Alex, since you're choosing the hard way, don't blame me. I'm telling you, assault is illegal. I'm calling the police right now. I just found it laughable. Chloe was actually willing to send me to jail to protect Liam. She really must love him. Since she was so eager to stand up for him, I'd let her. I said slowly, then call the police and let them handle it. Just as I finished speaking, Liam suddenly darted out. He looked completely different from the smug person he had been just moments ago. There was a clear red handprint on his face. He grabbed Chloe's hand. "Chloe, Alex didn't mean it. Just let it go." I looked at this pathetic act and found it ridiculous. "Mr. Evans, are you sure I actually hit you?" Liam didn't answer. He just started crying. His act was nauseating. Trying to frame me, thinking I was a pushover, I said clearly, "Miss Vance, Mr. Evans, just a reminder, the club has security cameras. We can just check the footage to see if I hit him or not." The moment I said that, Liam's face changed. He grabbed Chloe's hand and cried, "Chloe, please don't do this to Alex. How am I supposed to face anyone after this? It's okay if I'm a little wronged. Let's just drop it. I'm begging you, okay?" Hearing this, Chloe looked at me furiously. "Alex, what more do you want? Why are you being so difficult? Is it that hard to apologize when you've done something wrong?" "Of course it's not hard, but why should I apologize for something I didn't do? I didn't want to waste any more breath on them." "Miss Vance, I've said it before. You and Mr. Evans can call the police." Neither of them seemed inclined to do so, and I was done playing along. Just then, a patrol car drove by. I waved my hand. "The police are here. Let's go file a report." Before I could even move, Liam collapsed dramatically into Chloe's arms. Chloe frantically called his name a few times, then shoved me hard. "Alex, I'm telling you, if anything happens to Liam, I will never let you go." She pushed me so hard that I fell to the ground, scraping my arms and legs on the rough pavement. By the time I managed to get up, Chloe was already helping Liam into a car and driving away. Those two psychos were truly disgusting. I limped to a nearby pharmacy to treat my scrapes, then took a cab to my new place. I washed up, got into bed, and fell asleep quickly. I was woken up in the middle of the night by my phone ringing. I groggily picked it up and saw it was Liam calling. What was this lunatic up to now? I hung up and was about to go back to sleep when a video came through. In a dimly lit room, Chloe was lying on a bed, seemingly wearing only a robe. The long scar on her waist was faintly visible in the shadows. Liam opened the door, carrying a cup. He gently nudged Chloe. "Chloe, time to drink your hangover soup." With her eyes still closed, Chloe let Liam lift her head and help her drink the soup before she lay back down. The video must have been edited, because the scene suddenly changed. Chloe was clinging tightly to Liam. He was pushing her away, his voice low. "Chloe, Chloe, it's me, Liam. I'm not Alex. Look clearly." The video ended with the sound of fabric tearing, followed by a muffled, "ah." It was a soft, seductive sound, one that I knew meant something was happening between them. So Chloe and Liam were sleeping together, and he had sent this video to me specifically to provoke me. A wave of nausea hit me, and I couldn't help but retch into the darkness. The story continues, switching to Chloe's perspective, and then back to Alex's, following the plot of the original text, but rewritten in this new style, covering her anger and denial, her discovery of the empty apartment, her desperate attempts to contact Alex, her eventual realization about Liam's manipulation, Alex's new job and the airport confrontation, the revelation about her sister waking up, and finally the epilogue detailing Liam's imprisonment and Alex's new life, ending with him hanging up on her final call.